Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I am building a family home that will incorporate old and new features. I just want to start off this video with just apologising basically for not posting in so long. I kind of uploaded my first video, which was the Buckingham Palace part 1, and yeah, I kind of just left it for a whole month. A lot of people have been asking, oh yeah, I've checked out your channel, but there's only one video, and yeah, I'm getting there. You know, I've I've been on holiday for starters. I went to Sardinia for 2 weeks, and just finding the time to actually sit down on my computer and you know have some peace and quiet to actually concentrate on building something. I don't normally have a lot of time to do this, which, some people might ask, why am I trying to start a YouTube channel? I'm hoping, when it comes round to actually, get more of a following, that I will probably commit more time to actually recording a video. So in the meantime, like I said, I've been on holiday, just trying to get back into the swing of things of everyday life, cleaning the house and doing all the boring adult tasks that I have to do in my mundane life. I've also been trying to promote my channel a bit more. I managed to get 9 subscribers, which I think is pretty good. Hopefully once this one goes up we can boost it up to 10. Also, I've been just trying to get a couple more views on the Buckingham Palace, which I'm quite pleased with how well it's doing so far. I've had a lot of nice comments on that, with people telling me how good it looks, so that is obviously really motivating to hear that from people, and I just feel like I'm not really wasting my time with this. I suppose a lot of people I suppose people may be wondering why the second video that I'm doing isn't Buckingham Palace. I just kind of got to a point with it where I'm not really that interested in completing it yet, and I kind of feel like when the time comes, and I feel like the motivation and inspiration is there, then I will be able to finish it. I have been playing, like, just renovating it a little bit off camera, so I was kind of thinking with it, there's not really much point me having a video where I'm just trying to find like the wallpapers, and a lot of it is just studying a photo and trying to find something equivalent in The Sims. So I've done that bit off camera, and also just tried to get the layout, because I really thought that wouldn't be something that people would be interested in. Yeah, so this build is an English Ivy Cottage. I would say it was typically English. This is, quite typical to a lot of country homes that you might see in the countryside. It's a fairly, I say, it's something that would come from like probably built in the 1960s perhaps, so it's had time to age still. And I'd say like the layout is something typical. It's like a typical build that you'd find in England. So for example, you've got the porch. A lot of homes in England will have a little area that you can like take your wellies off, put your coat up on a hook that is probably drenched in rain, because yes, it does rain pretty much all the time. We are actually having quite a nice summer at the moment, but we'll have the odd day where it rains. And yeah, and that's quite different to like other builds that I've seen. Like other builds that I've seen will have the front door opening up onto like an open space, when a lot of the time English homes will actually have that closed off, and then you have like your big hallway like we see here, and also like a big landing upstairs with the bedrooms going off. I did actually, so I did want this to be like a typical English home, but there were actually some elements as well that I've added that are not. So you'll see in the later on in the video that we put in a swimming pool, which like some places do have swimming pools, but it's not very common. Also, there's some aspects that I wish, looking back now, I wish I could have changed. And one of the key things would have been to put radiators in, because during those winter months it does get pretty miserable, and sitting around with the heating on is just one of the nicest things. When you've been working all day, just snuggle up on the sofa and just chill out. So yeah, this build uses quite a few packs actually. I thought I might have actually kept it to a minimum, but in the end I used Outdoor Retreat, Vintage Glamour, Vampires, Spa Day, Dine Out, Get Together, City Living, and Parenthood. This is a main Parenthood build. Like I used all the kitchen counters and the wallpapers for that. But yeah, I still don't have all the I don't have all the, what are they called, the expansion packs still. So I don't know if someone has wanted to download this from the gallery, you wouldn't wouldn't need to have all the packs, as I don't have all the packs. Also, so I think this build is it comes in at just over 100k. So if you're like the sort of person who doesn't like using cheats, this would obviously be a build that your family would live in once they have earned the money. I don't know if anyone is like me, but I just do not use money cheats at all. For some reason, all my gameplay, and this is probably one of the reasons why I'm not going to be doing any Let's Plays at the moment, all my gameplay is just basically I start off with one sim, and then we try and advance their career. I will then make them find a boyfriend. They have pretty much like a little social life, like they don't go out much. It's just work, 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 and more money. And then no cheats allowed at all. And so probably my gameplay is very boring for people to watch, because it is just the same for every single game. One thing with this build though is that I adjusted the sizes of it quite a few times. Like you try and lay out how you want it to be when you're initially doing your walls, but then when it actually comes to furnishing it, you realise, oh shit, this is way too big, and you just don't know how to furnish it. So we start off by just adding all these little bits, and then it's like I've got all this extra space and I have no idea what to do with it. So I do end up going through and making it a little bit smaller, which means that everything has to be moved. All the ivy on the wall has to be moved as well. Yeah, so I'd just like to add that I don't actually use any custom content or mods in my game. Everything is purely just games from expansion packs, game packs, and stuff packs. I play on a Mac, so I don't really like the thought of downloading all these items from a website and clogging up my computer. I guess Macs aren't really the best thing to play The Sims on. I've heard a lot of people say that actually PCs are a lot better. But yeah, I've got a Mac, so I'm not going to go out just yet and buy a whole new computer. So yeah, that's why I don't download anything extra. Quite frankly, I don't really think I need it at the moment. Maybe one day if I get really bored and The Sims aren't, given us any more packs or anything, then it might be something that I consider, but not right now. I actually really like this build. This is quite different to what I've done before. Like, a lot of my builds can be quite plain, and I actually feel like this is really bright and colourful, and I don't normally get that. I think I normally try and just use like plain white colours on the walls, and I really tried to make an effort with, using different colours like the blue in the dining room and kitchen, and then like matching that up with the rugs and all that, and the decorations around. So yeah, I'm really proud of it. Yeah, like I was saying at the beginning, it is kind of a mixture of new and old. Like, this bill kind of like reminds me of perhaps like a family who've been living in it for a couple of years, and they've started renovating, and they've not quite fully finished renovating it all, and like the kitchen and the tiles in the kitchen, it's something fairly old, maybe like something from the 80s perhaps. And they've put in a nice wooden floor, they've got nice furniture, nice fireplace, but there's still some of those features that are just a little bit older. Same with in the living room as well. I think they've got the high-tech gadgets, massive, not the really big ones, but a big TV. But then that's also matched with like some older features as well, like some older chairs and little items like that. Yeah, I really like all these items from the Parenthood pack. Like, I think they've really listened to what people have wanted in like adding, just a really simply adding cushions to the sofas. I think that's really cool, and it really adds a bit of character to it. Also, like, some people may think that it's like a little bit plain, some of the rooms. Like, when we get up to the bedrooms, I'm gonna do it on purpose. I purposely don't add in a lot of clutter, because when you're decorating a room, you don't have a particular sim in mind. I find that you don't really want to add items when you don't know the character of who you're building for. So with this, we just have so upstairs we have two bedrooms, and I've decorated it, one for a girl and one for a boy. And yeah, you go through the items and you kind of think, well, what sort of sim am I decorating this for? And to be honest, it's like you don't really know until you've developed your stories and you know what sort of character they are. So with this, I've just tried to do a generic male and a generic female. So I think like the girl's bedroom is for a teenager, and the boy's bedroom is for a younger boy. I suppose there's one thing that I would like to change, actually, now that we're on this part, is that I've probably made the bathrooms a bit too modern. But if you've got a family who are renovating their house, then I suppose the bathrooms would be one of the first things that you do, because it's just a smaller room, I suppose. The girl seems to have a bigger room, which for some reason I always do. I don't know why. I just prioritize the girls, and the girls always get the nicer rooms. I don't know whether this is just with how I feel it should go. I kind of feel like because I've built this so that it would be the teenage girl would get, I always feel like I've kind of built this so that the teenage girl gets a bigger room because she is the eldest in the family. And whereas when was growing up with my sister, because I was the oldest, I always expected to have the bigger room. And she wouldn't have a say. She would always have to have the little box spare room. So I've added a little bit of clutter into the girls' room, but as I said, it's like I don't like adding it, unless I know who I'm building for and I don't really have a sim in mind. It's just like with like putting posters up on in the boys' room, you just don't really know what sort of character they are until you've moved someone in. So that's why I always feel like if people did want to download this, then they can add what they want, and it wouldn't be determined with what I've put in it. You just have your typical toys, I suppose, and decoration. I did make a bit of a mistake with this top bit. I started decorating the ensuite bathroom in the main bedroom, and then realised that the door to the bedroom was actually over the stairs, and I didn't realise because I had move objects on toggled on, and realised that there was actually no entrance. So in a little bit we'll probably see that I have to shift the whole bedroom over and move it over to the other side. So it's quite an easy fix, it was just a bit annoying. But I suppose that is one of the good things about The Sims, is that you can actually just lift up the room and move it as you wish. I think my goal in life is to have a bathroom with a marble floor and nice white tiles. That is the dream. Maybe one day I can live my dream and have a nice bathroom. Oh, I love this chair as well. I think my next dream would be to have a nice chair and a dressing table. At the moment in my bedroom, because our house is so small, I have a little shelf which is like attached to the wall, and that is my dressing table, and I have to carefully balance all my products on the side of it. And yeah, not living the dream at the moment. So here we go, we've just moved the bathroom round so that it will flow, and then now I'm just trying to find out a way of just getting the room to work in this way. It was actually quite nice before having the bed tucked in the corner, so I'm not overly pleased with having it right by the door, but hey ho. This is another room that I really like actually, and I'm really pleased with how it's turned out. I like all the yellow accents in it. I suppose there's like the one really nice thing about The Sims is that you can live out all your wildest interior design dreams. My house at the moment is just completely plain white, and I don't know, I kind of feel like we're a bit too scared to actually add any colour just in case we absolutely hate it. So this is why I like designing on The Sims, because you can actually plan out potentially what you'd want to do with colours and how they all work together. I did actually find it quite hard to furnish the landings and the hallway downstairs. I suppose they are a little bit bare, but we do add some little nice touches, like the little fish bowl. That's a nice little touch. Everyone loves having some fish around. And then just adding some nice paintings and decorating it nicely, and also changing some of the crappy plain lights that we've got around. There's one thing that I realised that I've missed, which would go really well in this build, and that is to put in all the radiators. This house is missing radiators, and I'm so upset that I didn't put it in. But anyway, I always like having a little bookshelf and a nice little chair. I kind of wish that I've got a nice little bookshelf up on my landing, but unfortunately there's like no chair to go sit by it and read. That's my next goal. Have a bookshelf and a nice chair to sit on. Oh, I'm so sad. Yeah, so I suppose there are actually a few things that I don't really like with this build, and number one, it would be the roof. I'm not a fan of the roof. It's too blocky, but to be honest, there's not really like rooftops in England aren't really that fancy. They do kind of typically look a bit like this. Also, I'm really not liking the positions of the windows around the back. They're just way too organised, and yeah, I kind of, I don't know, I need to really like find a way of like laying them out so that they're not just like one on top of each other. Yeah, so I kind of tried to hide it with a couple of trees, but I'm not sure if it pulled off or not. Yes, now we have, so this is obviously not, a well established family. They've got a nice swimming pool, they've got a nice walled garden, enough room to add a few features, nice barbecue area and picnic table, nice little planters. I love that you can actually add all of these little items, like everyday items, like the hose and the net for the swimming pool. I think that really adds nice touches to it. So yeah, we're just finishing off here, just adding a few like plants to the front of the house, just making it look a bit natural. Adding nice little rocks just to kind of like add a little area. And then yeah, just using the train tool to blend it all in a little bit and make it look all natural. Now we go into the screenshots. I hope you enjoyed this build. Please give me a thumbs up and potentially subscribe if you want to see anything else on my channel. And yeah, comment below with any future builds that you might want me to do.